Hi, beautiful people. I hope that you are, I hope you had a good weekend and that you are getting ready for the week. I know that it's late, but y'all know that my day's been busy. And so I come on at night to check in with you guys. So I'm going to try to do that. I did manage to make a video for the few members that I have, and I will commit to making videos for you guys, things that are a little bit more personal to me. Because I do appreciate you guys for being members, so that's something that I actually got done. What else? It's for some of you, it's already Monday. Now, I did talk yesterday about the explosion that happened in Palm Springs that the FBI is now calling a terrorist attack, something that we didn't expect to see. It's the largest attack here that we've had in California. What's good, bud? How you doing? It's the largest attack that we had in California that was not far from my house, right? That still creeps me out. I wanted to go down and film today, but it's still closed off. Apparently, the guy that set the bomb by the fertility clinic, the casualty, the person that was unalived, is supposedly him. And he says something about he didn't. Supposedly, there's a note, right? I don't know. But what's being said in the news is that there's a note saying that he didn't like life he didn't like the fact that like unnatural life, like I don't know, something he worded, like life being brought here unnaturally. So knowing what a waste of life. He was supposedly, if this is the right guy, 25 years old from 29 Palms, which is a military base for those of you that don't know. And so that's what's happening here. It's still being investigated. So I guess the person that lost their life was the person that did it. I don't know, but that's where we are as far as the explosion that happened in Palm Springs. But it is what it is. So I was just saying. And then the Diddy trial, I'll be on that, resumes tomorrow. I have a personal interest in this trial, so I will be watching and making. If I don't come live about it, I will make videos to update you. What's good, Tiki? I'm just doing a check-in. I might retitle this later, but I'm just checking in with you guys. Hey, MU, long time. I pray you're doing well. I am doing well. I am doing. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I am so close to my 3-year sobriety birthday, and I know that people get tired of me talking about it, but that's all that's been on my mind lately. Not just that, but there has been so many things within these 3 years. And what I was going to title this is stop caring about what people think. That's what I really was going to title this video. So let me go along those lines. Stop caring. Nobody cares. You're going to go through things, and a lot of times you're going to go through them by yourself. A lot of people are not going to care. Now, I'm not talking about your loved ones, and I'm not talking about the people in your family. Kind of the same thing, I guess, but I'm not talking about that. I just see a lot of people on this app looking for validation in the wrong places, looking for approval, looking for all of these things, and you're not going to get it. The one that needs to care is you, right? I've been through a lot of unnecessary things within these last few years that I learned to not care. The more that I cared about other people, and let me tell you this, because I don't want nobody walking away with their feelings hurt, because it's not that kind of stream. But what I'm saying is that I put so much into the wrong people that once I cut off certain people or whatever, then my life got filled with people that actually do care, and that circle is smaller. And so once you get rid of like a lot of the toxic things in your life, then you have room for more positive things. Because ever since I let go of a lot of things, I graduated from school, right? I have an amazing job that I really, really like. I love being in the healthcare industry. I like it a lot. And y'all see me with my kids all the time. My kids love their mama. And even though there's been a lot of heartache, and I know it's not a popular message, but even though there's been a lot of struggles, it seems like one thing after another, I've been able to overcome it. But it really took me to not care what people thought. not look for validation in certain places, and to really, really plug into myself. Now, there's some people that have really poured into me, and I'm very grateful for the support that I have. I am not dismissing you, but what I'm saying is that I had to really, really log off and get my own life together before I can come here and give y'all these messages. Your girl is getting healthier by the day, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. There is no the best thing that I've done for myself is decide to stop the nonsense, right? Clean things up. And a lot of people don't like they didn't like that, but that's okay because I don't care anymore, and I hope that you guys do not care what other people think about you when you choose to do things for yourself. All right. Tiki said that is true, not caring. Same here. That's right. You can't. Joyce, what's good, Crazy Watcher? Did you change your name? I'm proud of you. Dang, it's hot. I think I need to turn my air conditioner on. I'm proud of you. Very much proud of you, young lady. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was also in healthcare. I worked for the hospital up here for 19 years. Then I did home health. I went to people's home. Hospice, took care of hospice. Hospice is hard. I did hospice when I was a caregiver years ago. I was a caregiver while I was other things. I'm gonna leave it like that, right? But I loved the job. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you, Watcher. I appreciate you. Temporary name change. Okay. Have you been live lately? If you have, I haven't been getting your notifications. Watcher. Oh, y'all got drama over in y'all community? But yeah, you guys, I had to clean up a lot of stuff. Now, I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm talk about since I'm not really doing the sobriety commentary over here anymore. But if you guys want that, either grab a membership or follow me on TikTok, because on TikTok, that's pretty much all I talk about. And I'm growing a really amazing community over there. Some of you do follow me on TikTok and you message me. I don't really respond to my messages over there. You're gonna have to message me over here because I get too many messages over there to respond to them all, and I'm pretty new to that application. But girl, you know we always have drama. What's new, Watcher? What did I miss? I haven't. Y'all do have some drama, but I'm so out of the loop with what's going on with you guys. Does Charlie still go live? And I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, I think next week, I mean this coming week, I'm gonna try to come out earlier to break down this trial with y'all. But we'll see. There's so much, but it's not worth spending time on. Okay, Charlie still does her things in the morning. She's awesome. I've been missing it because I'm working and I'm getting ready, you guys, to take this test in like 10 days. I gotta pass this test. I do. It's for my state certification. I need it. What else is going on with you guys? I've been trying to keep up with the Diddy stuff. I've been keeping up with the Diddy stuff, Watcher, and making like little videos about it. I have to pass this test, Watcher. I do. My summer classes start pretty soon, y'all. Do I have a smile on my face? I have so much going on. It's insane. It's insane. So different than a couple years ago. So yes, I'm smiling. I'm smiling because all the ones that said I wasn't going to be here this long, that I couldn't make it, that was hating on me, I'm still here and doing it. So I'm pretty excited. But I am nervous about this test. I got to pass this test. I'll pass it. Thank you, Watcher. I'll pass it. Now let me calm down. I am a little hyper because I had a sweet tea. Tomorrow, I have to get back on track with my diet because we don't want to, I want to get squishier than I already am. Y'all know I'm a thick girl, but I have to get back on track. This weekend, my kids and I were kind of partying and doing all kinds of things and just really, really hanging out, but I got to chill. I got to chill and get back on track. It's not healthy for me. I have an addictive personality, so I try not to do anything that's going to cause me to be addicted to it. What's good, Sonetter? I got to pass this test. Thank you. One of my biggest supporters. I appreciate you. don't know if you caught my commentary, but we had that explosion out here in Palm Springs. Crazy to have a terrorist attack in 2025, right? Girl, what? Girl, I've never been skinny dipping, but I'm sure, girl, I've never been skinny dipping, but I sure will chunky dunk. I'll chunky dunk too. We got a pool right outside. Watch her. Now, about this Diddy stuff, you guys, listen. It's troublesome for me because when I give you guys this commentary, I can't be biased, right? I'm going to be honest with you. It's sad. But so far, now I've listened to a lot of commentary about it. I get the kidnapping thing. I get the abuse, the domestic violence. I get a lot of it. Am I the only one not seeing RICO yet? Okay, RICO charge. Let's break down RICO charge. Using your business for a criminal enterprise or to help you commit certain acts. Well, how are you the only one charged in a RICO charge? Well, I guess that could happen too, but how are you the only one charged in conspiracy? I'm just waiting. Now, the FBI has a 95% success rate. And all the things that I'm watching now, I'm not one that's going to victim shame, right? Because I know what that feels like. But this is not about me. I'm not going to do it. But am I the only one not seeing RICO? Hey, I'm that dude. Let's look up RICO charge. Do I feel that Diddy is a horrible guy? Number one, I'm not a judge, but yeah, he did some horrible things. And I don't know if you paid attention to Don Richard's testimony. All this stuff is horrible. I think what's problematic for me is now I understand that a victim and there's Stockholm syndrome and stuff like that, but I guess maybe the feds are going to have to really prove their case when it comes to the RICO charge, when it comes to the X trafficking and all that kind of stuff. And what else do they have to prove? There's one more, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. And it's just a lot. Now, not wanting to do the freak offs, I get that because I wouldn't want to do a freak off either. If people are going to be urinating in my mouth, I'm not going to hold you. That's so nasty ish. But, on one hand, it's like, hey, let's do it. On the other hand, it's not. Do I believe that she wanted to do the freak offs? No. But in some of the messages when she's like, yes, for whatever reason, I do think that's problematic. But I do also feel that the prosecutor, they can always play the full message because Cassie's saying, hey, wait a minute, y'all not playing the whole thing. I just think that it's going to be hard. And it's going to be up to the jurors to decide, hey, is this RICO? Was she forced to do those things? And if she was forced, is it domestic violence or is it what they're calling it? Because the charges that the feds have. Oh, good night, Joy. I'm sorry. I got into the rampage. I'm so sorry. But they're trying to give them life. So I just wonder if the jurors are going to have a hard time figuring out the evidence and knowing what exactly is RICO. I was going to read you guys the RICO definition. What am I doing? Good night, Joy. I'm safe. I'll be safe. Let me look up RICO charge. Thank you for stopping by. RICO charge definition. A RICO, racketeering, influence, and corrupt organization. Hold on. A RICO charge is a federal law that allows prosecutors to charge individuals for participating in a criminal enterprise that engages in a pattern of racketeering activity. That's the word I was looking for earlier. It was originally designed to target organized crime, but now is used to prosecute a wide range of crimes, including white-collar crimes, political corruption. So that's a very broad term. Hugh Hefner didn't get a RICO. I'm that dude. Are you on Diddy's side? Because again, I'm not saying that he's a good guy. All I'm saying is that to make the charges thick, they're really going to have to focus on how is it RICO. Now, the trafficking, if they use that CNN tape, what happened at the Continental Hotel, technically they can call that kidnapping at least, because when Cassie wanted to leave, we could see Diddy bringing her back, and by the definition, that is kidnapping. Okay, so you have a lot there. I mean, how do you work so hard as far as Diddy goes to build up this name for yourself, become a huge success, and to tarnish your reputation like that? We're just going to see a lot. This next week, I think, is going to be really crucial in these testimonies. With Cassie being pregnant and emotional, I do feel that she gained a lot of sympathy from the jury, and this is loaded. Yes, for now, so far. Shoot, I forgot the question. Hey, Irby. Okay, so you're saying that you okay? I got you. How you doing, Irby? Long time no see. So yeah, you guys, I'm gonna be all over this one, and I want to see how they're gonna tie this case together. He's gonna testify. Kid, how I say that word? Cudi. I don't even know who Kid Cudi is, but I keep hearing about him. I don't know the music. I'm on Diddy's side so far. It could change though. Okay, but we can't ignore. I think the strongest thing that Cassie has is that tape, because you shouldn't. She's trying to get away, and he's kicking her in the back. So we're gonna act like that didn't happen. I don't think it's hard to prove that she was abused. The bodyguards testify. There's too much support on her side as far as that goes. And Diddy did come and apologize. And no one is going to settle a lawsuit the next day. That's $20 million. And she also got the $10 million from the hotel. So we can't really dismiss things that we can see. But there's a lot of things that have not been proven yet. But the trial has only been going on for a week. Now, this is a federal case, so it's not going to go on. It's not going to be like the Young Thug trial, right? But there's just a lot. That's not a RICO though. That's a different case. Hey, precious angel, go revise for exams. Good night. That's not a RICO though. That's a different case. That is a different case, and that's what I'm saying. So what Diddy's team is saying that, hey, you know what? It should be domestic violence and no more. But here's the thing, though. If he used his bodyguard or his people to convince Cassie to look for her and to bring her back, that would be a RICO charge. If he used his people that was working. So if she can prove that, if they can prove that, it's going to be a RICO case. So only time will tell. And here's the thing. Will the jury know that the difference from a RICO charge versus domestic violence? You got to remember, they're not lawyers. They're just regular. Did y'all hear that? Sounded like something crashed in my house. My goodness. There are 2 more alleged victims coming in. That's what I hear, Irby. But have they released the name? So did you see the testimony with Dawn Richards yet? Because she backed up a lot of the things that Cassie was saying. Not only that, but why did they have, what is that drug, you guys? MB. What is that drug that starts with them? Anyway, they had a drug there. People were knocked out. This is weird. Come on, y'all. These parties were just weird. Sometimes people need to sit down somewhere. They're doing too much. So I don't know. I was Team Cassie until she said was down for it all. Okay, but number one, there was a lot of drugs involved on that dude. She was unconscious. She loved him. And she didn't want to lose him, from what it sounded like. And if you're in a relationship where you're getting beat up all the time, you're going to say whatever to keep this guy from exploding on you. Because under those messages, we also seen where Cassie said, hey, this isn't good for our relationship. I don't want to do this. That's what she said. And how is this skinny woman, and they're trying to paint her as the aggressor. But if she was the aggressor, they would have it on tape. They have everything else on tape. I think the evidence that Diddy team presented made them look bad more than it made her look bad. 10 years, though. 10 years, she was 19. He had 17 years older over her. Not only that, there was a power imbalance with Diddy. Now, again, I'm not being biased. I'm keeping my personal feelings out of it. But there was some dirty things going on there. And to have this stuff on tape, to and what was with all the drugs? What's with all the drugs and making her do all these things that she really didn't want to do? And some of it she's saying, okay, yeah, she agreed to a lot of it. I think in the beginning it was a lot of romance because she said they weren't intimate until she was what, 22? 21, 22, I think it was 22. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The prosecutor, the state has a good case because the feds aren't gonna bring something that they can't win. They have a strong case. And Cassie, this is my opinion, they brought up the strongest witness, which I'm like, why did they do that? Start well and start strong and strong. That makes sense. Plus, she's 8.5 months pregnant. She can have that baby at any time. So they're gonna have to bring her on, right? So it's not too close to her pregnancy. I get all that. She brought up a lot, even though her testimony alone does not prove RICO or racketeering, it does tie in a lot of things. She brings up the tape, the businesses, the harassment, going after Suge Knight. How the heck are you gonna go after a big dude like Suge Knight? But going after Suge Knight, she did bring a lot. And so now with her beginning testimony, and she did well, in my opinion, on cross-examination. She did fumble with the timeline, but the feds came back in and built her back up. So did Don Richards. They validated her. They revalidated her. They're going to have a hard time with that. Not only that, they paid out that lawsuit so fast because she does have a lot. So the best thing for the defense to do is obviously to discredit Cassie's testimony and her character. Diddy in no way is going to come out of here the same looking. People are going to side-eye him. He's already lost a lot, and plus there's going to be so many lawsuits. Not just Cassie. Cassie is famous, but there's other lawsuits in the works right now. Diddy bribe, had people harass, and had people cars blow up? Well, they can prove that. Was it Cuddy's? The kid whose car was blown up? That would be. She was on drugs before Diddy, she said. Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Her testimony proved. I can agree with that from the messages and oh, that's right. We had the male escort that was speaking on it as well. I agree with all of that. There's going to be a lot, you guys. I think a lot of people got hurt dealing with Diddy, and you can only live that way for so long, right? I don't see him deserving life so far. Well, the sentence carry the charges carry life sentences on that dude. And for all the people that got hurt surrounding him, allegedly, right? Because I don't know. I can't speak on Kim Porter. I can't speak on things that we don't know for sure. I can speak on it, but I had to say allegedly because it hasn't been proven. But a lot of people got hurt in that circle. And so I'm going to have to watch this trial really closely this next week to be able to really lay it out for you guys. My heart does go out for Cassie, but I'm glad that she has a husband that really, really supports her despite her past and all the other stuff. Like he's holding her down. And Cassie, at the end of the day, won. She got a civil judgment, and she still got to tell her story. So hopefully she can heal from all of this stuff and move on. It looks as if she has a strong support, and she could be the person she needs to be for her children. That at the end of the day, that's really what matters, is those kids. These people are grown. It's about the kids now. Allegedly, we got to see. We do have to see. I'm that dude. But if he is convicted, then he's looking at a life sentence. Doesn't mean he's going to get life. What about Diddy's family? What about his family, though? What's good, Zero? If he was the aggressor, then shouldn't he have thought about that before putting his family out there? Before filming all that stuff, and she's coming up with diseases and stuff around her mouth and stuff. Shouldn't he have thought about that? Now the kids are innocent. They have nothing to do with it. I'm not even going to hold you. At the end of the day, as adults, we do have to think about what we're doing for our kids because our kids will be affected by it. So my heart goes out to Diddy's kids, not the grown people around watching this nonsense, but my heart goes out to the children. How you doing, Zero? And the kids, unfortunately, you know, I couldn't imagine being in court hearing those kind of things said about my dad. I would be embarrassed. Give me a second. Okay, so during a cross-examination, Ventura talked about, you know, the freak-offs and stuff like that, and so they were talking about Combs' career being ruined, right? He did that to himself. But what I think was interesting, which was an obvious tactic, was to try to destroy Cassie's character. But I feel that that made them look worse because people, the women on the juror, people are sympathizing with Cassie. She's classy. She came up there classy, soft-spoken, well-dressed, and with a strong support team. So, and no matter what they say, when they played that tape in full for the juror, he's gonna have a hard time putting her down, saying that she was the aggressive one, because that's what he tried to say, that Cassie also was abusive, but nobody has that on tape. All we have is him on tape, and that's just a big deal. Okay. Now, when Cassie said, I'm sorry, I had to pull out some notes because I didn't get my thoughts together. When Cassie said that she was R-word by Combs, they really went to attack the timeline that Cassie was saying. But when you go through trauma, I can kind of understand that too. You might get the timeline messed up, but at the end of the day, it's what happened allegedly. But Combs, of course, is pleading not guilty to all of that stuff. You know, so her 4 days of testimony, it was just a lot. But with the messages and all those things, and the jury got to see the freak off videos, who knows? I'm doing good. Hold on. I'm doing good. Just got home from working. I'm doing okay, Zero. I'm doing okay. I'm just up checking in with y'all really quickly before I lay it down for the night. I'm glad you're doing all right. Y'all think his drug mule snitch? I think that a lot of people are going to snitch to save themselves, including Diddy. If he could break a deal by giving up some names, I think he'll do it as well. I think right now it's everybody for themselves. Nobody want to get caught up in this mess. What's good, Mad Dog? No good. Nobody wants to get caught up in some nonsense. Okay. That's what I think. Of course he's pleading not guilty. Of course he's pleading not guilty. Do you guys think that he's guilty or no? Maybe I should do a poll tomorrow about that. I've already done polls and a lot. It kind of came up even the last I checked on my poll. Saw people saying he's guilty, some he's not. But I just want to know if people think that he's deserving of a life sentence. Now, I really wish that people could take race out of it, because some people are saying, and I'm not accusing people of anything, but some people are saying he doesn't deserve life, and they're comparing it to other Black men that have been locked up and got life sentences, and it wasn't fair. Cosby being one of them, right? Because his conviction was overturned. But if we could just look at the facts and not race, is he guilty, and is he guilty of the charges? We already know, we can see the domestic violence. He himself says, hey, yeah, charge me with domestic violence. That's what Diddy's saying, allegedly, right? But RICO and the trafficking charges are the more serious charges, because they're the ones that carry the hefty sentence. How you doing, Mad Dog? No good. Diddy is going to be sacrificed to protect the network. Is it a network that he started? No. He's definitely guilty. There's no way he's not. Throw him under the jail. Now, if this was a state case, I would say, you know what? We don't know. But the feds, like I said, they've been watching for a long time. Irby, they've been watching for a while. They're not going to bring a case that they can't win. I think they have a strong case. I just hear my washing machine going off. They have a strong case. So it's going to be interesting. Now, this next week going forward, and there's a lot of reasons why I am interested in this case, just like I was interested in the R. Kelly case, because I really don't do celebrity type stuff, but I'm interested in this case for a lot of reasons. It's just layered. Number one, the drugs that's involved, the escorts, and all of those things. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on there. I don't know. So if you guys watch it, then I'm interested. I'm interested in your thoughts. No, but one that he's just a part of it, just like R. Kelly. Oh, I gotcha. I see what you're saying. The feds have 95 conviction rate, nice record, because they laid out, they have more resources than the police. Their cases are so laid out. And when that agent was talking about what was found, it was almost as if Diddy, it was like Diddy was getting ready for another freak off. Nobody in their right mind is going to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Dang, you guys, what was that drug? I can't remember the drug, but there's just a lot. I'm glad that Cassie got sober for her kids' sake. Cassie is just a stunningly beautiful woman. And let's face it, when you're that attractive and young, people are going to prey on you. And a lot of people are not going to, some women may not sympathize with Cassie, or like some people say she's a gold digger and stuff like that. No, you can't just blame the woman, because these guys definitely know what they're wanting when they go after a girl like Cassie. Okay. I think it was GHB, but I could be wrong. Something like that. 0 something. But for all the people that was unconscious, so we're gonna, okay, so we don't like Cassie, we're gonna dismiss Dawn Richard, like she's talking. We heard Aubrey talk about things. A lot of women have been speaking out against Diddy. There was another woman that spoke out. Now I'm interested in the other witnesses, but the feds testifying, I mean, the prosecution has a strong case. They just do. Now, we watched that fiasco of a trial with Young Thugs, and that was just insane things that happened there. You're not going to see that in the Fed case, right? You're not going to see it. Who's their artist that's drawing Cassie, though, in these videos, for the recaps? Why are they making her look like that? I don't know. So we'll see. We shall see, you guys. Just be careful out there. Take care of yourselves, but not all, like, you live a fast lifestyle and these things happen. But dang, there's just been a lot. There's been a lot. Celebrities leaving town before the trial. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that this trial is going to be a mess. It's going to be a lot of things. And Diddy's not looking so good. Did y'all hear how they described how he looked? Older, grayer, like somebody's grandpa. Like this lifestyle, this gel life is just not, he doesn't have the comforts that he's used to having. That's a lot. So anyhow, like I said before, I will be watching and praying that I can give it good commentary. Wow, Wayne, hey, how are you doing over here? Isn't this your first time over here? Welcome, Wow, Wayne. It's good to see you. I'm just talking. I'm just checking in with y'all. I really didn't have a subject. I was just kind of coming and saying, what's up? How you doing? No telling how long the feds have been watching him. They've been watching for a while, putting this case together. I think that people are getting tired of people that's in these high positions and have all this power. I think they're tired of them taking advantage, because there was a lot that he's done. Come on. People, the violence that surrounded him, Nobody should live in fear. And why isn't he paying people? I mean, come on. We saw him making a band. Who was the boy band? Y'all remember? There's just been a lot surrounding him. And, hey, I'm doing good. How are you, Wayne? I'm doing okay. I have no complaints. Zero, I don't know. I don't know. But I hear from what the reporters are saying that he had his eye, he looked Cassie up and down, had his eye on her. Listening to the audio was disturbing for me. It took me so long to get through the audio uh, of the trial because it was just triggering for me. So I had to watch it in small doses and listen to it for like the transcripts and things like that. And I'm like, how could so many grown people watch somebody be abused? I couldn't. These things were done in public. I just think that people get accustomed to things that's happening. They become afraid and then they just normalize it or they blame the victim. I don't know why people blame the victim. It's almost like we blame people. Society blames people for things happening to them. I think that we feel that if you're a good person, nothing should happen to you. But that's just not the case. Bad things happen to good people. And I'm not talking about the Cassie case right now. I'm just saying how people are so quick to blame the victim or blame the woman all the time, right? Not all the time, but y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know. Thank you, Wayne. Tupac Shakur. Y'all know I've been dancing to Tupac, some kind of things in these hip hop classes. I really, really, really wanted to jump in that dance competition to show y'all my new hip hop moves. But anyways, let me stay on subject. J. Cole put them hands on Diddy after J. Cole put their hands on him after Diddy tried him. Whoa. Now, what is interesting, so I'm interested in the story. I don't know the music or the players. But since I've been taking these hip hop classes, I am way more interested in the culture. Okay. I just feel so urban now. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. They just like Whitney and Bobby, no Rico so far. Now I do agree with you. I'm gonna do no Rico so far yet. Not yet. And I think that they've even talked about that not being a Rico charge yet. No, they haven't proven that. But I do think that with Cassie's testimony, it laid out a timeline and it tied a lot of things together. We had the freak offs. We had how she talked about how, the people in his business would snitch on her, would find her when she would try to hide. That's trafficking stuff right there. You can't move somebody across state lines. That's trafficking. And you definitely can't move somebody against their will. That's kidnapping. So there are some serious things going on. But if they can actually prove that he used his bodyguards, managers, whatever, to track any victim down, then that is going to prove a RICO charge. So I feel like the timeline has already been laid out. Are y'all following me? The timeline has already been laid. Now it's just connecting the pieces. I have trouble believing that the feds is going with a 95% success rate is going to bring a case that they can't prove. And they're not going to just say, hey, this is a RICO charge. If it's not, I'll be very interested in this case going forward. Even with the cross-examination, even with Cassie fumbling, it did make her look bad. I'm not going to hold you. I like Cassie, right? But it did make her look bad when they were calling her out on inconsistencies. But after listening to the Fed come after her, and then with Don Richard's testimony, Cassie was vindicated in that. And she's not going to have everything 100% correct. They tried to paint her as crazy. They tried to paint her as, they really pounced on her mental health conditions, her ex conditions. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like she liked those freak offs, but you can't take a message just in part. The full message, even if she says she liked those freak offs, was, I don't want to do this. What about the messages of her saying that she wants to do it? Now, some people are saying, well, she wanted to do it sometimes, but consent has to be 100% of the time. So if she ever said no, and now she's saying, now this is alleged, that he forced himself on her, Doesn't matter how many times she said yes. Okay. Hey, Lawrence. The recording of her blackmail humiliation I can't say that word. Ritual? You know what I'm saying. It should be a RICO charge. Remember, one of Diddy's lawyers didn't want to defend him, and he defended Osama bin Laden. What you mean by that? Nobody believed her until that hotel tape came out. That's right. And that's why you got to remember in Cassie's statement, she goes, if only people would believe the victim the first time. Cassie has been speaking out against Diddy, and people have seen it. There was hairdressers speaking out against Diddy, bodyguards speaking out against Diddy, but nobody really, he just has so much power, so much control that nobody did anything. And the feds have been watching him for a while. And I just think that this is just the downfall of Diddy. All right. His fall from grace. There's going to be a nice movie made about this, and I'll be watching. Okay. We've seen a movie with R. Kelly. Remember, R. Kelly was getting away with all this stuff until Lifetime stepped in and made this movie, and things just went downhill. People are tired of what these celebrities are doing and hurting all these people. You should be able to get your career started and not worry about people preying on you. Now, again, I'm not saying that Cassie is 100% innocent. I'm not saying that. She's done her dirt, but when it comes to the abuse, when it comes to using people to keep you intimidated, then that is a serious charge. It's a crime. Guilty. Wayne says guilty. Surviving Diddy is going to be the next movie. It's going to be a movie. And that's going to be a hit because people are interested in beautiful people, relations, physical relations, and those parties. Man, did y'all hear how they described those hotel rooms with the mess? Cassie would have to clean up that mess. She didn't want to do all that. Maybe in the beginning, like again, because people don't just start off abusive. There's a grooming period. They're nice. They're overly nice. And you fall in love with that person. And then when you see the anger and the true colors, you're like, whoa, where did this come from? And you think it's something with yourself. And you try to please that person, right? And then they're nice for a little while, and the cycle of abuse begins. That's why you take them back in a lot of cases. If you've experienced any type of trauma, y'all know what I'm talking about. And some people really can't relate to that because they haven't been through it. But something happens to you when you've been abused, especially young as a kid. If you've been in an abusive relationship and people are like, why don't you just leave? They don't start off that way. There is a period of time. There's stuff that happens. Seriously. 50 Cent Diddy did it come on the first episode. Well, I bet you it's gonna be a movie. We see it's coming. There's too much money involved. But man, y'all, we've been seeing these celebrities acting nuts. There has just been so much, like, I don't know. It's not worth it to me. But I'm gonna be watching. But I'm not gonna lie. Some of you may think he's gonna get off. I'm not one of those people. I don't think he is. But jurors can be unpredictable. I'm interested in what's happening tomorrow. Now, Cassie's testimony is wrapped up, right? They're done with her, done with the cross-examination? Because I know the judge wanted to be done on Friday. So I wonder who's the witness going to be. I'm going to be at work trying to watch this trial. But it's messy. What else going on, you guys? So there's that. I will do my best to break that down. I know a lot of people are covering it, but I'm still going to break it down. Predators think Diddy is going to be free. Zero, it's almost like Irby says she's done. Oh, she's done. She can move on now. Oh, Irby, good. That's good. I'm not going to lie. I like watching her with her family. What's her husband's name? Alex Fine. Those beautiful kids. She's having a boy, right? I like it. I think it's super sweet. Zero, it's like they need for him to go free because of the stuff that they do, and they believe a lot of people are sick. They have mental health issues, so they feel that Diddy is in the right, and they have their personal reasons for believing that. No, if it wasn't for that tape, that is such strong evidence. People could say this and they say that, but you can't say that he allegedly abused her. You have to say he abused her. He dragged this lady by her hair. Like, come on now, she was on the ground. And then he came crying on Instagram about how sorry he was. He wasn't sorry. He was sorry it was public because he thought that his money he can hide the evidence. He wasn't sorry. Talking about he's working on himself. Well, what happened? Is Cassie a thought? Is she? Is she, or was she just living a life that a lot of young Hollywood stars live? With some high profile guy. If she's a thought, what's Diddy? Okay? Because they sure didn't care when she was getting those diseases and they wanted to be with her. I'm not for, I'm just going to call her a victim. I'm not going to call her anything. Even if she was, as you say, I'm that dude, did she deserve all that stuff that happened to her? Did she? These guys know. A guy that's 17 years older than the woman, way more experienced. In Cassie's messages, she sounds like a young girl. So y'all going to say, who's that other person? Who's that person, you guys, that lost that deal? Sharp. I don't want to say the wrong name. The one that got caught with the OF model who played him, made him look stupid. Y'all gonna say, sometimes you gotta take accountability. You can't always blame the woman. Okay. Now I'm not caping for Cassie, but I'm gonna call a thing, and in her messages when she's like, I want to be, can you teach me to be the woman that you want me to be? That's a young girl trying to please this older guy. And I do think that she fell in love with him. She's still saying that she had love for what they had. Thankfully, she's in a healthy relationship now, though. And at the end of the day, doesn't matter if she was a thought, it doesn't matter whatever it was, it still had to be consensual, and you can't be dragging people against their will to do things that they don't want to do. And you have to be awake to consent. And if she's passed out, I think that we're going to see a lot. Now, Diddy wanted those freak off tapes to embarrass her and use it to blackmail. But to me, it's going to be evidence that's used against him. And sometimes narcissists are so busy trying to prove their point that they don't realize that their evidence is actually going to harm them. I'm still waiting for your response on that, dude, though. Did she deserve all that stuff? Even if she was, as you say, Diddy is going down and his kids will spend the rest of their lives failing because of the family name. Now, the Combs twins, with their modeling career and stuff like that, I do believe they have enough money. I'm sure they have trust funds. They're going to be okay. But the legacy, that was ruined. I'm not even judging. I'm just talking about the case and the facts. I haven't even given my personal opinion about it. I'm just telling you guys what is said and what's being done. So you guys just wondering, I guess that could be my next poll question. Is Diddy a predator? So anyways, I'm going to be watching the trial like all of you guys. I've been watching the case like that. Okay. Did y'all see I did that story about the teacher who got 30 years to life for assaulting an 11-year-old and a 9-year-old? So anything like that is going to grab my attention because I'm like, what? We're seeing these female teachers abuse their students. Now we're used to the guys. So I'm not just picking on guys. I don't care who you are. Any type of abuse, especially when kids are involved, is just wrong. And why do people think that they can get away with those kind of things? One day you're going to have to answer to things, and your family, this teacher that was teacher of the year, reputation ruined, spending 30 years to life in prison. There's just a lot of things, you guys, and you just have to be careful. When it comes to kids, I don't like kids being involved in anything. Now, allegedly, there was kids at these freak-offs that was dressed as like geisha dolls and things like that. All that stuff is wrong. And if they can prove that from those videos, people are not just gonna walk away from this. The feds are not gonna just put this case together. They've been watching stuff for a while. People got sloppy. All these messages, all these videos, all these things that's out there, we're gonna be able to see and comb through. Maybe not see as far as like the freak off tapes and stuff like that, but we darn sure hear about them. This is a cautionary tale. I hope every young person, especially girls, are learning from this. The grass is not always green. No. Oh, I appreciate you, Wayne. No one deserves abuse. No one deserves abuse. And again, people can say they want to say about Cassie. People describe Cassie as very nice, soft-spoken. Yeah, she was saying things like, I will unalive you if you show those tapes. She was probably embarrassed about, I'm sure she's embarrassed about the things that she's done. The best thing for her, though, is that she has a happy ending. All right? She does. She don't gotta worry about things that she did when she was younger. Nikki, Zero, I'm coming back to Nashville. I'm already making plans. I had an amazing time, you guys. I love country music. Walking down those streets in Nashville with all that live music and all the bars. They were playing Zac Brown. I love Zac Brown. Shania Twain, like I don't know how I feel about Beyonce in this country music genre. Now, I love Beyonce. Don't come for me. But I love country music. When I went to the country Western Music Hall of Fame, and they had her there, I was dancing. Her image there. I was dancing. Taylor Swift. We all know Taylor Swift was going to be there, and it was like really fun. And I like Cowboy Carter, but for a true country music fan, hey, I'm still, whatever. Winning the award for that is just another subject for another day. But Nashville was the life. The food was delicious. Y'all gave me suggestions on where to go, and I did go to quite a few of those food places. It was great. Make sure to check out places that I recommend to you. Yeah, Zero. So I went and we partied a lot. So I need a longer visit. I think I need to do, I highly recommend the hotel I stayed at. It was so cool. Metallica was in town. So they were staying at that hotel, and it was just really, really cool. I had a good time. And I do recommend a hotel because if you don't want to do anything at all, then the Four Seasons is the place to be. They have a beautiful, it was just fun. It was fun, but I did a lot. You should check out the rest of Nashville because country music is only on Broadway. All other music is outside of that. So the bars, I really wanted to film inside the bars, but I did it for a couple reasons. Number one, I was worried about copyright, and number two, I was like, God, I don't want to cause anybody to to relapse if they're following me for those reasons. But so other music, okay. It was so much fun. Now this next trip, there's some people that's hitting me up like they wanted to meet me. I can the next trip, but because of it won't be anything public. You'd have to reach out to me through email or something like that. Because when I'm on vacation, y'all notice I'm not online filming the whole vacation. I've met people off of here. I'm not the one that go live about it. When I'm on vacation, I am on vacation. I'm there to have fun. I don't need people coming back telling my business or anything like that because I want to party and have fun. I'm going to spend a pretty dime. I want to do everything I want to do and have fun. Yeah. But I'm not trying to cause anybody to stumble in their walk. I'm not. I can hang out at bars and clubs and stuff like that and not drink and have my mocktail. But the last time I did that, y'all should have seen my email. People, I went to the Ritz-Carlton and I had a club. What do you call those? The sparkly water bubble thing with rosemary. It had like a lime. And people are saying that I drink alcohol. Now, if I choose to drink alcohol, I don't feel that it's gonna mess with my sobriety at all. I just don't. I think that we got to move past that now. Okay. But it was club soda or something. You just went to the tourist spots. Country music is the minor. There's more jazz and hip hop than anything. Oh, okay. So I have to really get out there and get into town. I'll plan another trip. So I've been to Nashville twice. The first time was when my cousin graduated from Vanderbilt, you know, and I didn't get to do that much then because I was with my family. My family likes to party though, but you know. The second trip, this was good. We went there specifically for country music. I had my country outfits. I had my cowboy boots. Y'all saw my hat. I was ready to go. That was very touristy, but I was with the tourist type group. And that was like a lot of fun. We had a blast. And it was kind of cool having that whole museum rented out just for us. So there was no outsiders. So I could really, really have a good time, like without worrying about anything. That's why I was posting while I was there because y'all wouldn't get in. Wait, is this is that a troll? Or is that Octavius? Octavius. Let me get into my chat. I don't have any mods. Just saying hi. I'm gonna say hi back, but if that's you, I would like to say hi. Like, I don't know, it could be a troll. Y'all know I get trolled. Y'all know, well, before I speak on Octavius, I need to see if that's really here in my chat. But I'm gonna say this. No, I speak on it now. Let me get into my chat real fast. Let me check the account. Because I have a thought. Hold on, y'all. Let me jump in here. Oh, that's not him. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hold my thought because that's not him. I just checked the account because I was gonna say we used to be like so cool. It's me. It's not your channel, but thank you, Wayne. Now I haven't really been online that much, so I'm kind of speaking blindly. I'm just gonna drop it in case you don't come up. I don't know if that's when I don't have any mods, but we used to be so cool. And I don't really know what happened. I honestly don't. But now, and I guess the reason why I kind of got a little, oh, okay, that's your backup page. Hey, Octavius, how you doing? So if that's him, if not, I'm gonna sound stupid right now. But we used to be so cool. And I remember, now I have problems remembering a little because I think when Octavius and I first started talking and we were friends, like we were close, like really good friends. I don't think I was all the way sober, y'all. I don't. But now, with 3 years under my belt, I feel number one, my life is a lot more peaceful. I don't get into mess. I don't get into drama. But if that's Octavius, he was one that, and I'm not trying to pump his head up because again, that may not even be him. But some people that were there for me when I wasn't healthy, I never really got to talk to them being healthy because we kind of fell out. But some of you that was there, I am really grateful for how I remember he used to PR. I don't know what you mean by PR. Oh, dang, I just got emotional. Some of you that even if I stopped talking to you guys for a while, I do remember all of you that would pray for me. All of you, I may not remember all the details, so forgive me in my commentary. Some people really do want to see you. Yeah, that's it. He used to pray for me. Curry said, you know what I'm talking about. And now, for some of you, Octavius was one. My moderators, y'all know who prayed for me. And now that I could sit here 3 years later, I can actually say thank you to the guys that was there for me. I don't care. I mean, we fell out, we beefed, we did whatever. I really don't remember the reasons why. I don't. Because I just wasn't really in a healthy state. But if that's him, I would definitely, come say hi to him in this chat too. And for those of you that watched me through the thick and thin. Thank you. I'm not going back to nonsense. Not going to beef with you guys. Not going to fight with you guys. I'm going to protect my peace and my energy. You know why? Because my sobriety is the most important thing to me and my kids. And I have not had any relapses for 3 years. No relapses for 3 years. What's good? What's good? I put PDF labels on people. What y'all talking about? I haven't. So I think that's a big deal. And some of you, we fought, but we were able to make up. At the end of the day, I care too much about people to go back and forth with you. Now, I'm not going to say that we'll never fight, you guys, because y'all know sometimes when I go to people's chat, they like to try me, but I haven't been in anybody's chat. I've been minding my business in my own world. I'm talking about octopus. What? Did you know, Robert? I don't know anything. I'm that dude. I've been in my. Y'all don't see my pictures with my daughter. Let me catch y'all up. My kid is getting. This is a big deal for me. Like, my kid is getting ready to go to school, and not only am I paying for all this stuff, I'm doing so much that I don't know what's really happening online. The only reason I knew about that dance competition is because somebody, Pizarro, jumped into my comments, like under my videos. That's how I know what's going on with you guys. If y'all leave me a message, I read my messages under my videos, right? I don't know what's going on. So Rob is out of jail. He's live now. I'm talking. Noble, why are you beefing with Octavius? Why? Noble, what's going on with you? Somebody catch me up to date. Catch me up before I Okay, so he's out. How is he doing? I think I did hear that he was out, but I haven't been watching him that hard. I haven't been watching any of you. The streams that I've been watching, it's been Court TV. He said I was a PDF. Why? Who is that? Zero, who is who? I'm lost. Let me get online and see what y'all talking about. What am I missing? I've been... Let me tell you, the last stream I watched in y'all sector was... I don't even know anymore. Rob. You know, Rob, the one that went to jail over YouTube. Yeah, I've been doing too much for YouTube. Why am I so close to y'all? Let me back up. Okay, so I don't know if Octavius was in my chat or not, but some of you have really, really, y'all were praying for me before I was even a Christian. Y'all were, I don't think that scriptures, if you really pray for somebody, even if they don't believe at the moment, I don't think it's in vain. I think that you plant a seed, because I never thought that I would be a strong, like, I'm not just Christian, like, I'm a strong believer. Like, I believe in, God and the things that he could do in your life and his healing power. So I can't really turn back. Like, that's my belief, right? And I can't go back to the things that I used to do because I've had conviction. Now, I'm not perfect, right? Y'all know I go from 0 to 10 really fast, but I am working on it. Rob, you don't remember Rob? Oh, 0 to Infinite. No, you wouldn't know. Probably not, because you weren't over here. I'm not watching. If he's not sober, if he's not, I'm not interested in his storyline. I think that storyline is dead. I don't know what he's talking about over there. I don't know. He's not the same people think he is. Oh, Noble. So y'all beefing. How you doing, Noble, since you graduated? I don't know anything about it. Life is good, y'all. I don't know. Is it vain to say that I'm really proud of myself right now for all the changes that I made? Am I wrong for saying that? I don't see why more people don't do it. There comes a point where you reach a certain age. Now, you can either get caught up in the nonsense. Hold on, oh, that's Octavius. Hold on, y'all. You staying on camera? Okay, I'm gonna bring you up. You're on camera. Oh, you're always on camera.
Yeah,
What's
it's been 2 years since we I've been over here. Um, I know people say they got beef with me or whatever, but I'm not over here for that. I'm just coming through. You know what I mean? I was in a relationship. You and that woman, y'all had whatever y'all had. You know, and I just respected her during that time. But now that I'm not with her anymore, I'm just like I don't have no obligations to, what I'm saying, keep myself from people that I really liked or that I was really friends with. You know what I mean? And it's all about that court case, right?
I was subscribing to your channel because I didn't know that this was a backup channel. I'm listening to you. I just went on mute real
Oh,
fast. So
that's my back. Yeah, that's my backup channel. I think on my main channel you probably got me blocked or whatever. So,
I'm gonna unblock it. I just
hmm
okay. So I'm shocked, you guys, because now I'm gonna tell you that there's some things that I'm not gonna really remember because
right.
if we so when we fell out, okay, it was 2 years. So number one, I didn't know about your relationship. I'm sorry about your
hmm
relationship. I didn't know
Yeah.
the court case, and I know I'm not trying to start nothing, but if you look at it from my point of view,
I don't. Well, the
no,
thing
I'm not
is,
gonna
it's
do
not.
that.
It's
I'm
not
not
an
gonna do that.
argument. It's what I'm just. Let me
Okay.
just.
Oh wait, did he freeze? I
I'm
think
not
he's
that
frozen.
person. Yeah.
You
Okay, y'all
froze.
see me
Can you
now?
say that again? You froze for a second.
Uh, uh, let me just go off camera. What I would
Okay,
want to say is what you had with that person. That's between y'all.
I got it.
You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to explain yourself about that. Because I was with that person, I did want y'all to work it out, but it went so far, like, what I mean, for that reason, you
I
know.
got you.
But it's just like you're in a relationship and somebody like, okay, they took me to court, blah 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 blah, and I was like, okay, I understand. It would look funny for me to be over there, but I'm just saying right now I don't have no obligation to that person, and I'm not doing this out of spite or revenge or get back. But we were genuinely, you were the most genuine friend that I had on here. Went back to the point where you had like 8 people in the chat to like 800. You know what I mean? Um, and um, I just want to come through and just say hello, and I'll be around and everything like that. Um, but I just want to let you know that I do appreciate you, and I'll be around. You know, I'll just be around or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is,
There's
and
something. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. You got it.
There's something. Don't forget what she was gonna say because I'm gonna wonder your thought. But I was telling this to someone the other day, not knowing the situation because I have had to really, really work on myself and get offline, meaning not watching anything and kind of doing what I needed to do.
Right.
But you were one who, and you could correct me if I'm wrong, you would pray with me, you would read scriptures, you would tell me that things are going to be all right, I need to get things together. I do believe that when it comes to the sobriety thing, that you're genuine and you're serious about wanting someone to
Yeah.
get better, because that was like, I've always tried to be a good person. I made a lot of mistakes, but the sobriety thing was a big deal, and I remember struggling. And I, again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that it's been a while, but when I was like, hey, I'm not gonna make it, and sometimes you would pray and I would fall asleep, like because I couldn't sleep on that stuff. I couldn't sleep.
Right.
And I do believe that there wasn't a lot of people that met me that said that, hey, you know what? There's been a lot of people that came over here saying they want to help me get sober and they only wanted to take from me. You never
Right.
did that. And I have to give
Right.
you credit
Yeah,
for
I
that.
never had my hand out. Oh, send me some money. Like when we were beefing around that time, what I didn't like is when you like, I don't know if you remember, but you said that like I want to be with you sexually or whatever, and I was like that. That never happened. You know what I
No,
mean?
you're the one that brought that to light. You said I didn't say I didn't say that.
No,
You
it was a third party that told me something, and I ain't gonna mention the people's names, so they'll make a storyline out of it.
I never said
Um,
that. I have
no, they
never.
told me something privately about the cruise, and so so and so want to get it in or whatever like that, and I was like, that was surprising to me, you know, and because I he was with that guy at the time, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, because we never explored those options because we've been on the phone privately for like almost 2 years up until that time. So it wasn't something that I genuinely wanted to see you do well. And coming over here to talk with people, I enjoy coming over here talking with people that with addictions. You know, I dealt with
I
food
believe
addiction
that.
for a while, um, and you know, coming here and just exploring, talking with people from different diasporas and different diasporas of YouTube, and because sobriety is a topic for all races, you know what I mean, Asian, white, black, you know, whatever. And now I call this the crossroads, you know what I'm saying, over here, because everybody got to deal, everybody has somebody they love or themselves that's dealing with addiction. And I enjoy coming up here talking with people, you know, giving more inspiration or more light side of who I am, you know, when it comes to the internet. And you know, it did change when the beef sector and the black sector. Well, we was in the black sector at the time, but it did change when the beef sector came over and that kind of took over the channel and became something different.
It did.
You know,
It did.
yeah,
And even for me, like I could fire up a stream. There was so many things that I could have talked about to get numbers, to get all that stuff, but it affected my mental health so bad. I came so close to relapsing that I had to say, you know what? No matter what happens, no matter who says what, whether it's a lie or the truth, I'm not gonna respond because it started to affect me in not a good way. Now I have peace and I have so
did this
much
shit
more.
freeze or was it me?
Oh wait, am I frozen?
No,
Am
you
I
good
frozen
now. On my
now?
end,
Okay,
you good.
I have so much more, and so that's why when I seen you in the chat and I was like, dang, is that you? I had to think back. There's been a few of you, with you being one, and that's why I'm surprised about your relationship. That's new to me. But I can say this without knowing the details, without needing to know the details, is that when it comes to sobriety and things like that, I have to say that I really do believe that you're serious about that, because once I got saved and baptized and all those things, that was one of the first things I thought about was you praying and two of my moderators praying for me, and it really
Right,
did mean a lot, because there's been so many that's like, hey, I want to help you, but they only wanted a storyline. They only wanted
right.
to use my messages. They wanted to take from me, and I'm like, dang. So I had to look back at the ones that genuinely did help me. So I'm never gonna have, even though we fall out, I have nothing against you because of
Yeah,
those early
well, you
years.
got to understand why I felt the way I felt
I understand.
because
I understand you a little.
I seen you get in toxic relationships. I said nothing. I seen all the other two women that was over here from the beef sector get in toxic relationships. I kept my mouth closed, and then when I got with this woman, it became a problem. You know what I mean? For me, it seemed like I was being attacked. You know what I'm saying? Because of who I chose to be with. You know what I'm saying? And that what actually you know got me upset with everybody in that space at the time. You know?
With you knowing, like, because you were in a different sector, not even talking
Hmm.
about the black sector. I know we've been in other places together where
Yeah.
you're like doing commentary and doing those things. I understand you got the B sector and you got those things, but
Hmm.
you really do believe in other stuff. And you really do believe in society and how, not society, sobriety, and how you're putting all this stuff, every relationship, my relationships. Oh, thank you, I'm that dude. I just think that when things are so public, it doesn't last. I'm saying that for myself. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that for you. I'm just saying that for myself. It's like, I just think that some things just have to be private. And for me, a lot of things you guys seen, um,
Mm.
toxic stuff, I know exactly what you're talking about. It just wasn't good.
Right.
But you do
Well,
believe.
it's like one party could get stuck on the spirit of like the spirit of ego, And pride, once you get on one partner in that relationship, you know what I mean? Yeah, it makes the relationship toxic. You know what I mean? If one person feel like their internet rep is worth more, or like or if they becomes a competition between the two, then it becomes toxic. Like, I get more numbers than you. My name is bigger than yours, type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And um, you know, so people don't understand that men and women, while they're in relationships, sometimes they compete. And then when you're on a public platform, when there could be public embarrassment, something like that, when those two people are competing, it makes it worse because you got agitators right there to like nip at your heels to let you know, like, yeah, this person said this about you over there, or they shamed you, they talk bad about you, or something like that. So it adds more. Yeah, you could try to like fight through it, but over time it builds up. You know what I'm saying? It builds up over time. Especially if one is consumed with pride. And I'm not saying exclude myself from it or anybody else. I'm just talking in general. I'm not talking about
Like
anybody.
all of us, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I fell into all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been private with my relationships, but it came public because of y'all know that stuff was messy. And I just never seen, I don't know about you, but couples that are so public, I don't see it working out. Or do you think it can?
Right, right.
I don't.
I think the main thing is just to maintain healthy partnerships and friendships with people on YouTube. If you can manage to do that, uh, but open romance on here, because I dated a moderator of mine, for 6 months that nobody even knew about. You know what I mean? Like, and we broke up. It was no fireworks, nothing. Everything was private. Like almost 3 years ago, almost 3 4 years ago, right? And that worked out. And I never said anything. That person never said anything. Was never anything transpired. So if you can have something where it's controlled privacy, then it's cool. But if it's like both of y'all like putting the relationship at the forefront, yeah, it's gonna become something. It's gonna become something horrible.
It is. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I was watching before I logged off, you're very protective and spiritual, and you just go hard for people that you care about. So,
Right.
and I totally understand that. So there's no hard feelings. I was mad for a while, but you know what? There comes a point where you have to look at yourself and your
Right.
relationship with people. So I mostly looked at myself like, how am I dealing with situations that keep happening and happening? So there is no hate towards you because I just see you as like, you go hard.
Yeah. And I was over here going hard with you. You know what I'm saying? That's how I got
You were,
introduced to the
you
the,
were.
the black and beef sector, the mainstream black and beef sector. I was over here going hard on the panels and stuff, hitting the links and stuff. Getting into it with people back then. But I never knew that it would take me this far, where I'm like in the beef sector. You know what I mean? As a content creator over there, that I'm not beef sector, but you know what I'm saying. Like, my platform is just like any other beef sector person. I get probably more numbers than a lot of that average over there. So, but I never knew that this coming to your platform would send me into those spaces. You know what I'm saying? I never knew that was going to happen. You know?
Well, I'm glad. I mean, from when let me see, when I went over there, it's kind of the time we felt, I don't need to remember all that because my brain, I'm not going to remember the details because I didn't have enough. At that time, I didn't have enough sober days. I'll tell you the God's honest truth. I wasn't able to
Right.
handle a lot of stuff. But your channel, the growth, your editing, uh, I'm happy for you. I'm,
Yeah.
I think I'm wearing like a dress kind of thing. So y'all know my style. But I'm happy for you because you have talent. I think that you can't you said you're not beef sector. I don't think you're any one sector. I think you're a hybrid. Everybody comes over there. So you're
Right. And that's the beautiful part of it. Like, if the whole beef sector want to shut me down, I'm still going to have 100 people in the chat because I got the conscious sector, the street sector, you know what I mean? Like, all the places out of some parts, maybe a few people in the Mo3 sector and other sectors that I've interacted with they're going to be in attendance, you know? So I think it's better to be a hybrid than to just be one sector, because once somebody that want to isolate you, you got no numbers coming in, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
I, I'm glad for it. Not only that, you can edit. I mean, you have talent and you have things that you could talk about. That's why I was kind of like, man, I'm fighting. I was fighting with a lot of people, and I had to pull back. And it's like I don't want to be a part of anything anymore. But I am glad to see like what you're doing, because I keep going back to the ones that was there in the beginning. I don't
Right.
talk about new people too much anymore, but the ones that was there when I wasn't well, I really think that you believe in the things that you're saying, and so
Right.
it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot. So I'm kind of emotional right now, but it's not.
I'm glad that we had this reunion, and like we're not gonna be best friends overnight or besties overnight, but I'll be here, and I hope you be around too to work on having a friendship or an acquaintanceship, and see wherever that goes. You know what I'm saying? Because the truth is, I truly did miss you, and your friendship. You
I'm
know.
gonna say this. I think I appreciate that. Like I said, I just subscribed to you. I gotta resubscribe and unblock you. I don't even remember all this stuff, but the things that I do remember are the
Mhm.
things that, and I'm not trying to sound like some cornball or whatever.
No, you can talk. Say what's on your mind. I understand. I understand.
There was a lot. Like I felt like we had a genuine friendship,
Right.
and at this point in my life, like you can't come into my life and be friends with me, because I have to look at the ones that was there. And it was just so many times like I was like ready to just give up, quit, I'm done. And
Um,
it would be hours,
mhm.
it would be hours, you'd be like, no, I don't even know. I didn't know what you was talking about at that time, but I know you were coming with a lot of scriptures and telling me it's gonna be all right. And the next day you would check in,
Right.
and you don't just do
Right.
that for people. So I really appreciate that. So the fact that we can even have
Right.
this conversation, I'm just really grateful. I'm glad that you stopped by, because those are things that
Right.
I kind of just had buried that I never really got to talk about. And I'm just, yeah, it just makes me feel good that we can even have a start of a conversation, because that just doesn't go away, you know? It meant a
Right.
lot.
Right.
It did.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to stop through and say hello, or whatever, and
Thank you.
um, the thing is, dealing with someone, when you're with someone, you got to be loyal to them. You got to show loyalty, and I respected my relationship when I was in it, but because I have no obligation to that relationship anymore, and there are how you doing, Zero Lightness? Um, and I thought about you when I saw Zero Lightness the other day. I think under my video. Yeah. So I was like, what I mean, I ain't got no obligation to people that I'm not with them. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I lost a lot of friends because of that relationship. A lot of friends, a lot of people that were dear to me, and a lot of it didn't have a lot to do with me per se. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna blame that person. That person live their life or whatever. But I'm free to, have an Octavius Prime period. You know what I mean? It's no obligations to anybody other than me and my own discernment, and like that's it. You know.
But a lot of
So
people, you don't think y'all gonna get back to, because a lot of people,
no, no,
no.
no. It's done this time. You know what I mean? Like, because before, if I felt like, it's because it's like, I'm not over here for spite or to spite anybody.
I know.
I'm truly moving forward. You know what I mean? And and I just want to reach out to friends and people that I would say that because of the relationship, it didn't allow me to, because of the relationship and because of my loyalty, you know what I mean, to the relationship and to that person, I prevented myself. Okay, if that person felt like that another person hurt them or whatever, you know, then I backed off. I backed away. I rode with that person. You know what I mean, when they wanted me to ride with them. but I'm not in that space no more. You know what I mean? Like their enemies are not my enemies. You know what I mean? And they are already operating as in the same vein. You know what I'm saying? So, and if she link up with anybody, it's not my prerogative. You feel me? It's not
So
my
you're just
prerogative.
like wishing the best. You're done. Wish you nothing
Yeah,
but the best. I'm not. I'm gonna do my thing. You do. Wow. I don't
right.
know what the heck happened, but I am sorry about your relationship because I know you were in love and you guys were doing your thing.
Hmm.
But again, I've been out the loop for a while. Are you still over in the street sector? Weren't you in the street sector for a while?
Oh yeah, I do street sector content. Then I got into AI, and then AI was actually doing very, very well. So before I had like issues with a person with that person that went back to the beef sector, it caused all kind of whatever. And I went to the beef sector to kind of clean up some mess over there, and I got caught up again over there when I went back. You know what I mean? Before that, I was doing AI content, little AI uploads, and I was getting a lot of good numbers on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's unproblematic. That means that you don't have to deal with no people. You don't have to deal with no. You're just doing uploads and shorts, and that's
Oh,
it.
I like
You know.
AI. You see the
Mm-hmm.
AI models now, like you can use it for different stuff. So you're good at that, like
Oh,
AI.
let me see if I can. Oh, I can't. I can show you.
Yeah,
Well,
show us
this
some.
is a simple. It's a simple one. Let me see. Gotta go to. I gotta turn on my OBS to do that. Let's see.
Is that what you're using right now? OBS with all the.
This is an NVIDIA camera. So this right here is an NVIDIA camera. Um, but this is like, for example, let me see.
Did you do that? That avatar?
Yeah, I did.
Wow, that's really good.
Oh, let me turn on the virtual camera now. So this is
Is
a
that
woman
AI?
dancing.
So you're
Yeah,
already now that is money. And the cool thing is that's good for just videos. That is so popular right now.
right, right. So I use AI to do dancing videos because they're like the first thing to go viral on TikTok and YouTube. YouTube loves dancing videos.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So that's a total fictional character right there. Total AI right there.
That
Dancing.
is crazy how now some of y'all be using AI, not you. And that's not realistic. This is good. This is like a real video vixen.
Right.
I kind of feel like I could do those dances, y'all.
Hmm.
She looks so good. I don't know how you learned that, but that's money right there. I was on Instagram. No, was it Instagram? I think it was Instagram. And they were talking about like they was trying to sell this program where you can have like AI models and make all these videos and stuff like that. I was just watching it today. And I was like, God, you're already on top of it. That's really good.
Right.
This is the girl Octavia's. What you mean?
Oh no, that's an actual AI. That's AI art. That's a
That was crazy.
right. And so it gets more realistic than that. So I got some videos, some of my music videos that I've done, they're total AI, and you look at the people, they look totally like real people.
That's what
Like
they're
just a
talking.
little, just like how you'll be looking on camera. Totally real people, real looking people. You can't tell the difference.
That is crazy.
Right.
That is really good. I'm gonna go over there and subscribe. That's like, now that I'm
Yeah,
looking
I'm
at,
gonna get back into that, and also, uh, like it's like I told everybody years ago, get a like at least a $1,200 gaming computer, and with an NVIDIA graphics card, at least 3,000 or above graphics card. Um, that way you can do all this AI stuff is available for you to do. Yeah, you might pay $1,200, but you can make your own anything. You know what I mean with AI. So it's all
you
about
need like
texting
a
in.
gaming computer, like a.
Well, so like this right here, all this stuff around me, that's because I got a graphics card to do all this back type of background. This is not a
Oh,
green screen at all. This is like, this is my real room right here. But this is better than a green screen, so you can't even see the wall or
that's
can't see anything in the
fire.
back. Hmm.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah.
And you're the only one over here doing it.
Yeah, on this level, and I tell a lot of content creators to like start learning, first start talking to Chat GPT, Google, Gemini, stuff like that. Learn about that because, um, like for example, I did a live. The lives I do, I don't get much support from people as far as sharing me out, but I have found ways by using AI with my live streams or uploads to get decent views without even without anybody's help in the sectors. You know what I'm saying? And it's all about communicating with AI to learn what you need to put in your description, your tags, keywords, things like that. Because Google is a search engine. If you're not putting in the right tags, the right titles, stuff like that, you know, you're not going to get the traction that you really need. You know, and the thing is, there are content creators that don't get shared out. They ain't got, they don't have a community at all. They're just YouTubers. They don't know nobody on YouTube, and some of them are doing 75,000 views every time they go live, but they're using these type of tools.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and you
And
have it.
so, yeah, and the thing is, it's available to everybody, like ChatGPT, Google Gemini. It's an app you could download on your phone first and just talk to it. Ask it questions about your YouTube channel. How can you it help your YouTube channel? Things
What
like
was
that.
that one? The one that you could do on your phone. What
Uh,
was that one?
ChatGPT
ChatGPT.
and Google Gemini. You can download that and you can basically just text it, ask the AI questions for free. A lot of stuff is free. Most of this stuff is free. So like when you start doing like stuff like what I did with the woman dancing, you
That
could
was
go to
fire.
websites. You could go to websites and you could rent a gaming computer through the internet and have it produce like a dancer or whatever. Like I just showed y'all, you don't even need like a powerful computer, but you can rent it through a website, and the website will do it in seconds. They'll produce it in seconds, you know. But like for example, if I want to do audio romance novels, now that's where the gaming computer comes in because I can do my own audio with my own voice or anyone's voice that I want to use and have it where it produces audio where a woman's or man's talking, reading a romance novel, whatever, and then you put it on your page, add like some slideshow, and now you got it where you got content out of the blue, you know. You can or produce your own book and enhance on it through Chat GPT or whatever, and then now you got it where you got your audience can sit there and listen to a 30-minute book, you know, while they're laying there in bed at night, something like that. And so, what I'm seeing is in the higher realms of YouTube now is that the content creators that are like really doing well, they're all integrating AI into their workflow.
They are. Yeah.
And if you're everyone needs to every YouTuber needs to start doing that because if not, we're gonna be left behind. You know, and I told this to the beef sector. I said instead of using people's pictures, real pictures, you can generate an AI image that's similar to that person, not using their face. But then you know if you want to clown them with an AI picture that looks similar to them, it's nothing they could do. And like I see people do me like that. It's like, well, that's not me. But you know what I mean? It's like their version of what their sad or joke version of who they think I am. You
Oh.
know, right? So it's even more funnier when you do it like that. It's even more funny.
Oh my
It's like
goodness.
it's kind of like political comic strips they used to have in the newspaper where they show like Donald Trump with a pot belly or something like that
Yeah, I
as a
have some
cartoon character.
downloaded. Yeah, I have.
Yeah, so like if you doing that, it's actually more funny and more fun. You know what I'm saying? It's more, but you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this person picture up, and then you get a copyright or whatever. Like, no, you don't have to do that no more. You know, so like you use AI to get around all that and make it even more fun, and it's less vicious towards the person that you're talking about. You know, so they won't even have a problem. So I was just saying, like all these the images, any image you pretty much want to produce, as long as it's safe for work, meaning on these websites, you can produce them. Um, Now, there's programs for the gaming computer that are not safe for work that you would need your own private gaming GPU to do that. You know what I'm saying? That you can produce anything that you want to see or want. You know, because sometimes these websites they have limits on what they will provide you. They're not going to show you a woman in a thong bikini and you know what I mean, whatever. You know, guys.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's crazy. Yeah, I have to look more into that. And I like editing, but when it comes to like the AI and stuff like that, I'm kind of like lost.
yeah.
But yeah, I have to look into that. It's
Right,
funny.
right. So you know, I mean, um, I just like I said, I want to inspire all the content creators in these spaces to be more progressive in their workflow. You know, get into the gaming computers. You know, get into learning how to be able to have your own studio. All you need is a gaming computer nowadays. You don't even need for music. You don't even need keyboards or anything like that. You could text all that stuff to the AI, and it'll create all that stuff for you.
Wow.
Right. So people are making their own music, their own songs. All it is all through AI. You can make your own introduction song that you can make on your own and have it as your intro, and it's copyright free.
God, I gotta get into that. I need to do so much more with my channel, and I know
Once
better.
you, but see, the thing is, once you get into it, misunderstood, you're going to become addicted to it. That's the
Bro,
thing. It's a positive addiction when you get
okay.
into AI because it's like you're learning all the stuff. They're like, oh, I didn't know that before. Oh wow. Oh, and then you're making these pictures that you say, oh, I want to see. Say if you into fairies or something like that. I want to make a mixed race African American fairy or whatever, right? And it's going to produce that, right? And if that's something, or if you into Disney characters, I wanted something like a Mickey Mouse wearing a gold chain around his neck. It will produce that. So if because it's tapping into your imagination, it and you're seeing it from your imagination come to life, then you be like, okay, wow, and then you could use that on your social media. So it's a positive type of thing where when you deal with it, it's like okay, and then it's all it's going to do is generate more income and more flow to your channel because people of like minds are going to come and see
Right.
what like there are people and what I've done, I've used fictional characters in my like I made a couple of fairies on my channel, fiction and I use a lot of fictional characters because they're universal, timeless type of content. So 10 years later, that's into that, they'll see that it is still relevant to them. You know, it's a still relevant short that they will watch 10 years later. Because it's fiction. Fiction never gets old, especially like certain concepts. It never gets old. So I would tell a lot of content creators on our side if you beefing, you're doing whatever type of content. If you could throw a little fiction in there onto your content flow or workflow, that's real good because people 10 years later will come along and look at your fictional or your depictions of a fictional or historical event.
Ooh, look at
And
the channel.
but if it's like a old, if it's just like, well, I went to Great Falls in 1997 or something like that, you know, kind of like people who really cares that you went to Great Falls in 1997, you know. So
Right.
those videos kind, yeah. So
I'm
that's the
looking at
thing.
your channel right now, and I'm like, you really have come a long way just from the little that I'm looking. Wow. These characters you made?
Hmm.
Oh, wow. You're really doing the damn thing.
Yeah. The
Okay.
music videos that I made, they're all AI. Everything's AI. Everything's
That
AI.
is crazy. Y'all, I mean, I know Milo's a group. Y'all don't really know
Mm-hmm.
about these sectors. Y'all to check this stuff out. I mean, it looks so, this is so well done. And I'm just glancing at it. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
explored it, but these characters are so real. And it really is big. Like the Asian characters, the African, it's really good. And I'm not just
Oh,
saying
now
that.
the Asian. So, for example, I catered to an Asian crowd in Korea, and that video, I think that's Soul. That's a video called Soul City by I think
If you
Jenny.
want.
Uh, um, she's bigger than Beyonce, and she's a worldwide K-pop singer.
I love K-pop. You don't even have to tell me about who these people are. My
Yeah.
family loves it. Yeah, we're into that stuff.
So I did some K-pop videos, and those K-pop videos they go in the first 5 minutes, she's gonna do 1,000 views. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's
they,
huge. And I can't
Mhm.
believe that you see that's the thing though. You have that's why I said you're a hybrid. You have so many different things. That AI is next level, but you're right, Zero.
I think everybody should be. I think every content creator. It's just like in the beef sector, there are like content creators over there that's been there forever, and they're labeled OGs. But then sometimes they go live, they get like 700, 500, 400 views, 800. And then there's another tier of people that have been around a long time that, yeah, they get over 1,000, 2,000 every time they go live.
Yeah.
But one of the main things is what the biggest separation I see is that a lot of those people that have been around for a long time, all they do is beef. They just use their channel for beefing only. It has no other type of variety to bring a diverse crowd of interest to their channel.
And they don't realize there's a reason why like I do a lot of uploads now. I do uploads, but there's a reason why they have from 3 to 5,000 subscribers. Yeah, you're gonna get people in your chat, but as far as growing your channel, you're not gonna grow past that unless you bring some other type of commentary. It's a numbers thing. That's how many
Right.
people are interested in that kind of commentary. Yeah, you're gonna have your live streams. Yeah, you're gonna get your few thousand for your streams and stuff like that. But if you don't bring something else, you don't see them passing 5 to 7,000. And that's not shade. Some people are happy with just
Yeah.
that. That's what they
I
want to
mean,
do.
and I told everybody, I was over there the other night. I said before there was like the big people that do their thing at night in 2022. I said like misunderstood was doing like 850 in the chat
Mhm.
almost every night for a long time. I said so called like the thing is with the beefing sectors in general. I mean, talking about all of them, not just the beef sector. They are fickle. They will one day you hot your channel hot, next day you could go live and you got 13 people in your chat.
Zero remembers. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
like I said, I could give that kind of commentary, but the because I had it consistently, y'all. Your girl was doing big things, but it took a toll on a lot of things. Can't have a
Right.
healthy relationship. You can't, and it was so addicting. I had to respond to everything. You go live, I go live. It's there's a rhythm to it. I didn't want to play the
Right.
game, and it's so consuming that I don't want to do it. I won't
Mm-hmm.
go back to it. It took such a toll on my mental health, and my relationships were falling apart. I can't have a relationship like right now.
Right.
I'm single, but
And I will even say this like my relationship, this I don't think I said, but I believe my relationship started falling apart because of uh I said how the internet did impact it because it impacted very little, but the little impact was because um the internet and what people are saying on the internet, and like we both can be strong, both partners can be strong, but you got one crowd that's hyping that one part up and another crowd hyping the other part up, and they feel like, well, yeah, the people are seeing what you're doing to me, and vice versa, and then it's like an instigator. The internet is an instigator. And then the more views you get, the more, what's going on, Bullets? The more views you get, the more popularity you get. Because sometimes you can get a lot more popularity and get views. And people could just, they'll throw your name in the title and they'd like get numbers. They get more numbers than you put your name in the title sometimes. You know?
Yeah, so you throw
And
money in the title, beef with MU,
yeah,
but
especially when you talk about your relationship. Yeah, like when they talk about your
uh-huh.
relationship, yeah, they'll get them some numbers. And so um that's one of the parts about getting popular on YouTube. People will start using like, oh, I can use this for clout, and then like they did a commentary and they're pro Octavius today, and they're like, Octavius is right, misunderstood is da 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 da, she's trash da 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 da, and just tearing you down. And then like I may have like feel like, you know what, they it's a little bit of truth in what the devil got to say sometimes, you know.
Facts. Very
And
true.
then yeah, and then you can feel like, dang, like um you know the and it validates some of the things that you and that person need to work on your own, not involving anybody from the internet, you know.
Nope, you're absolutely right. And I have to say, when I stepped away from a lot of things and I just went silent, um, it took a while for me to really realize the toll it took on my family, on my life, my relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
it was so much that I can't go
Right, I mean, people dox you, they send uh messy pictures to your family members, to your friends. People stop by your house, you know,
dang.
all kinds. I've had all that happen, you know, like
Yeah, somebody stepped into it. Dang, see, I've been through some stuff, but I never had. I mean, not gonna let me shut up
no,
for that.
someone came to my house and actually saw one of my family members. They thought it was me. It wasn't me, because
What?
they described what that family member does all the time, and I was like, I never do that activity that they described. So they literally came from the internet to sit out in front of my house and watch my home and see who came outside. You
It's
know,
just
so
sick.
like, yeah, it's weird.
That's too much.
So
It's like
like,
that's too
yeah,
much.
and the thing is like, when I got into the AI thing, and I'm getting that's gonna be my main thing to do. I'll still do some commentary on all the other sectors like street sector, um, beef sector, and other sectors that I'm familiar with, um, and some celebrity stuff. But one of the main things I'll be focused on is AI and AI generation content or whatever. And because it's so quiet, you can just do it by yourself and you're making money. Everything you produce is making money because it's like you don't got to worry about copyright. It's something that you generally generated from your own imagination and you're producing it.
That's
You know, so
awesome.
so that's the beauty of that. Like, um, so like last month, for example, I was behind. I wasn't gonna make my $100 threshold, so I started producing the AI stuff, and then money. I made it like a 2 weeks, like I made it like in within like 8 days, right? By just producing no super chats, nothing, nobody giving me anything. The views were there to from YouTube to actually get okay over 100, and that was like within the first 8 days of the that month or whatever. So that's how good it is.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome. I'm telling you, I was just looking at it. I was looking at it, and they were talking about how people are creating channels just using the what do you call them? The AI people.
yeah, AI people, you create talking heads, where you give the thing a script. So, and that's what I like about having a gaming computer, because a lot of times with these websites, they get jammed up with people wanting to get like their own stuff. So I have my own GPU, so I could produce a 40-minute video strip of like me talking, you talking, anybody voice I want to use. I don't use anybody voice though. You could create your own AI voice. So one of the voices
Wow.
created was a woman's voice. And it's like when I heard it, I said, "Oh man, that's like the most prettiest. That's like a beautiful, beautiful voice." And so one of the shorts I got about Dangerously in Love, that's the one I first featured that voice. And I'm using that one like on a majority of the female parts I got to do. Because you don't want to run into copyright issues and people say, you use my, all that kind of stuff. So, but the thing is, what they're doing is they're creating talking heads. So they have a like where they got a video and they don't want to cam up. They'll make up their own likeness, or they create an AI supermodel, and the AI supermodel sitting there in the chair, moving her hands, kind of like how you're sitting there right now, and talking.
I know.
And is dressed in Versace or something like that. She's talking, and because YouTube's AI, it loves pretty women, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna push that video higher, because it understands that there are men. There's a group of men and women that want to see attractive people. You know what I mean, on the internet. That's all they want to look at. Mm-hmm. So, there's so many ways to like trick the system with this new technology, and I've said it, and no one took heed to it. So I mean, I'm gonna get back into it, but it's so many people from other races mainly that's all they do. That all they do is do AI.
On it. They're on it with that.
Mm-hmm. And then some of them, like their videos are like, they started a channel. I seen one girl start a channel like 3 months. She's already at 100,000 subs.
But that's commentary. Just doing that, even if you don't have a subject, because AI is a niche, that's commentary. And I'm telling you guys, bring the commentary. I'm telling myself that too. But
right.
That's where it is. And AI is not going anywhere. People can try to like resist it. It's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, you could create your own AI co-host. Or, for example, like the woman voice that I created, her name is Luma Rain. You know what I mean?
Very cool.
Luma Rain, right? And when I put it on TikTok, I put it on like on IG or whatever. The videos do well. Like I haven't like really cracked like that big number over there, because really what's happening with Instagram and TikTok, they want you to pay for views over there now.
Pay for what? Instagram and TikTok want you to. Did you say pay for?
If you on Instagram, what they want to do is pay $15 for your short. They guarantee to make 15,000 views.
What? I thought that was illegal. Right. Is that just illegal on YouTube?
No, it's the platforms themselves, like TikTok and Instagram. They say, do you want us to promote this video? And we can average around like at least around by 50. On average, you know how they'll promote it. They'll pretty much put you in the feed to at least 100,000 people, and out of 100,000, they figure 15% will click on it.
Oh, so it's like you're paying them. It's almost like an ad. Like you're paying them to promote you, and so the people that like you. Wait a minute. What? The people that like you will subscribe.
Jay Dunn, I'm not gonna bring the energy of us to this channel. So I'm like,
I don't know what's going. I haven't been. I don't know what's going on. But so that's interesting. So I did see that, but I thought it was like, I'm like, how are they promoting this? This is gonna cause you to lose your channel. And I've been growing on TikTok. Over on TikTok, I only do sobriety comment. 98% of my videos are just sobriety commentary, and I just been growing like that. I don't know about paying for them to promote me, but that's crazy.
Right.
Bring the commentary. Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, like, it's so much. Like I said, it's so expansive, and that's why, I joke and say I'm the emperor of all sectors, meaning that the people I met when I first started getting into live streaming, you and another person, I ain't gonna mention that person's name, y'all were all over the place. Like we was in the Umar Johnson sector, black sector, conscious sector, uh, I was in Umar Johnson sector before I even knew it was a sector back in
Yeah.
2021. I thought it was conscious community people. That's all I thought.
That's why I don't even think they realize that I know them. I've been in all, that's what I said. We've been in a lot of spaces together. I'm still
Right.
over the conscious community are always going to be my strongest supporters. And then I
Mm-hmm.
don't think people realize I actually came from the manosphere before I got over to the black sector.
Yeah, I was over there when I used to call in the Nyland Task, and me and Cynthia G used to talk on Facebook.
I
You know what
can't
I
believe
mean?
you
Yeah, me and Cynthia before she was Cynthia G was Black Power at one point, and I used to talk on the phone and say, "Yeah, sister," you know what I mean? Because she used to go hard about like black issues and stuff like that,
She calmed down.
and then she flipped and she became like this ultra feminist overnight, and I was like, "Well, like what happened?" You know what I mean? And she blew up because of that. She blew up.
She get
So
a channel back? Does she get this? Does she get it? What's going on?
I don't even know, like, some man hate stuff. I said, well, like, because the person I talked to on the phone was not like that. Like, she was very down to earth. So when I saw the public persona and how she was putting her stuff out there around that, how she just switched from, because she used to be cool with like people like Boyce Watkins, Tyreek Nasheed and stuff like that. Her and Tyreek Nasheed fell out, and around that time, he started picking at her. So he made a video called the Bang Gang or whatever, right? Because of how she used to carry her hair or whatever.
I know we gotta talk about that, but yeah.
Yeah. So
I forgot about those early beefs I used to have. I don't even know how we used to fight. Like, it was dumb because at that time I didn't know her. I was kind of like that one that was just kind of everywhere and didn't really realize how annoying I was because I wasn't sober. Like, what did people want from me? It wasn't a secret. I'm not saying that as an excuse. That's just a fact. Oh wow, Zoro, she had a kid. Okay.
But see, like the manosphere is tied into the woman sphere too. And in the conscious community, they used to have it like, so you go to the conscious community, there was an offshoot, and there was like a debate league and stuff over there, but they incorporated themselves with the black womanists over there, and a lot of them were tied into like Nala and Taz, because they still be over there to this day in that little section of the conscious community. So like me coming from the conscious community, I looked at a lot of people like, oh, they're all conscious community, but they had their own names. They had their own like little. I think what happened is they all developed their own sectors over time. But at that time, it was just like everybody was just on YouTube like that.
People are just on YouTube when it comes to a sector. I don't think people realize that the conscious community. Well, we all know that. So I know it's like I'm the conscious community. I'm head, that's my.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't coming to get some.
Yeah.
But it's like the manosphere. People think it's just one big manosphere. They don't realize it's different parts. Like, they're not all together. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's not like everybody that calls themselves manosphere is connected. Like, no, there's different. They're not all the same.
Right. Well, the part of the manosphere was an offshoot of what's called the MGTOW movement on YouTube around 2012, 2011, 2012, and that incorporated a lot of white men. And the MGTOW movement was created by Barbarossa, which was a black Puerto Rican man. And
that one.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's going way back. But I saw the manosphere develop like over time. But Minister Jap, he started on Facebook. He had a viral video on Facebook. That's how he got put on. But we could talk all day about all that stuff. And then O'Shea Jew Jackson, same thing. He got popular. He had a popular video complaining about women or something. He said he was ugly, so I'm ugly or something. It was funny. It was really funny.
Still going, right? Isn't he still going strong?
Oh yeah. O'Shea Jew Jackson. He's really big.
Once they left the manosphere, like once they started branching out, making regular commentary, he's doing great.
Oh, but let me tell you, Angry Man, I think he got Mr. Starbucks.
Oh, I think I'm thinking about Angry Man.
Angry Man is original. Angry Man is MGTOW. Angerman used to do MGTOW, original MGTOW with Barbarossa, Sandman, and all them people. You know what I mean? The original MGTOW, men going their own way movement online. So when I got into a back and forth with him, I was like, Angry Man, I know who you are. I know exactly where you come from. We were under Purge when we were battling it out. I was like, I know who you really are. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I subscribed, because he's been around for so long. Like, he's been around for a long time. He's been around since like 2011
Oh
at
wow.
minimum. Yeah, yeah. That channel been there for a long time. So
Wow.
like, of those offshoots of the manosphere when it comes to that.
See, and you can give commentary on so much in history on so much, because you told me stuff that I forgot about. But yeah, I was over there with all these people, and I'm like, wow, I just forgot. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
Then you have
Yeah.
the, what do they call those people? The incels? Where the hell do they fit in?
Um. It was in within MGTOW. There was a movement called True Force Loneliness. They talk about the True Force Loneliness people, and then they also have a thing called Big Town. Nicole Blue, Egypt Ann. What's the Crystalline Karazin? Uh, there's a whole bunch of them. But
It's
they
a lot.
all came from the early. So a lot of like the black woman empowerment and all that. It came. A lot of these things that y'all see online now, where it got renamed, they're like the great grandchildren of these people. Where it was when it started, like MGTOW was toxic. Black women going on its own way was toxic, like really toxic, and it got watered down over time. The philosophies got watered down, and then it became like womanist stuff like that, manosphere, travel guys, and all that kind of shit. You know,
Dang, that's crazy.
and yeah, so it, but like I remember like Egypt, and I used to listen to it just for the shock value, like, and Nicole Blue, like they was just vicious, like just talking about me. You know, and I think one of them was just called Black Male Parasites or something like that. I say,
No,
shit.
no, but dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, they used to be vicious. Like, you know what I mean? I was listening to that stuff for comedic value. I was just like, wow, you know. And then in the MGTOW movement, it was this one guy named this white guy named Angry MGTOW, and he was over there telling he had a lot of young gamers that were incels. He said, "Well, the women in America, women in general, we have to just give up on them. We might have to start dealing with." He showed some white dude over there in Thailand and say, telling the guys they should deal with ladyboys and stuff like that because the
Oh
women just.
wow.
I say, boy,
Nasty. Nasty. Yeah. Oh no. Mm-mm.
yeah. So the internet. People don't understand. YouTube has cleaned itself up a lot over the years. If you notice, if you try to go back and click, if you have like I got an old Windows PC, and I have a lot of favorites from like 2010. And if you I used to try to click on Dr. Savy videos, the alternative medicine videos. They're all gone.
Oh.
Uh, a lot of the Black conscious videos, 99% of them are gone. Anything that gave an alternative, because like when they had the Ovid thing or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube started adopting the World Health Organization policies, and anything that's outside of like standard medicine couldn't be posted on YouTube because it's labeled misinformation. So those alternative medicine channels, a lot of it got wiped out, and then the extremist channels like the people that I mentioned, like with the black women or black women going their own way, and a lot of the MGTOW, because they were so misandrous and misogynistic, and it was preaching hate YouTube against a sex of people. It eradicated a lot of those channels and banned those people for life. Just swipe.
Just
So
swipe.
YouTube,
Yeah.
yeah, YouTube got watered down big time around that time. So they
Yeah,
got
you couldn't say anything against the World Health Organization. That was a community strike that they didn't give you 3 strikes on that. You got wiped
yeah,
out. Yeah.
right, right. So it changed a lot. YouTube used to be very, very, very radical, very radical. They used to have post fights on here. How Kimbo Slice got famous was on YouTube, the original YouTube. The the MMA fighter, he got a lot of these street fighters got famous on early YouTube. Like we used to
Mhm.
watch the little stuff, like they fighting in the backyards and stuff like that. And now fighting, you can't post fights on YouTube or like or Facebook anymore. You
Wow,
know,
they cleaned all that up too?
yeah,
Huh.
all that stuff gone. All that,
Wow.
unless it's like a professional fight or whatever. No, you can't post fights on YouTube. If
Oh,
you post
wow.
somebody fighting on YouTube, it's like somebody reported that channel could be. It's like you could be snatched based on that alone. You know.
Yeah, they're pretty strict. I know with my channel, when I lost my monetization, woo, those days, it was because I did, I was heavy on a political commentary. And yeah, YouTube gave me I lost my monetization. I want to say for like 3 months or something like that. Was for a
Oh,
while.
90 day suspension. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I was kind of worried
Mm.
because I thought I was gonna lose my channel, but I was like, whatever, I'll have to start from scratch. But it was too, even though my videos were not the same, but I did Trump after Trump after Trump video, and it was like that's what happened.
Right. Right. I know quite a few people that um got warnings and stuff for doing Trump videos, and I did it like I got one. I think I got one short that got 17,000 views where Ryan passed Donald Trump's home in Palm Beach, and it was around election time, and everything Trump was being pushed. You know what I'm
Every
saying? Yeah,
everything. I mean, now some people are trying to ride the Trump train. Wait, did you say you waved past his house?
yeah. I live like 4 miles away from his home.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
but
So
he lived on the island, so I had to drive over the bridge to his house. But he stays at Mar-a-Lago. His home is Mar-a-Lago,
yeah,
so
Mar-a-Lago. Mhm.
hmm so that's
Yeah,
not too
I
far.
mean, I was gonna cover Trump, but I kind of got labeled as a Trumpster and a right wing. My political views, but it
Right.
was just crazy because like some people were like posting about Trump, and you could tell they were kind of just doing it because it was popular. And then you had people like me that's like, no, Trump. And
hmm
those, it seems like people like me that was really, really heavy posting about it were the ones that got their channels like, got either demonetized or some of them probably lost their channels. So
Yeah.
I have to cut back. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but now I try to post like just politics, period. But yeah, you can lose your channel doing like because it can't be anything like fake news, even though my Trump videos were not fake news, but they
Yeah.
just hit it for being
Well,
repetitive.
some of the advertisers pretty much can say, "I want to protest, even run an ad on that because I'm actually paying lobbyists in Washington D.C. for the Democrats to win." You get what I'm saying?
Oh, maybe, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe that has
So
something to do with it.
it ain't good. I guess it would be how YouTube looked at it. It's not good. It's not a good thing to run ads on if you're doing Trump videos because what if the people that's buying the ads for YouTube are supporting the Democrats? So what that kind of thing.
That makes sense because I was like sad for a minute. Like my subscriber count stopped, like everything. I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't be supporting no boy. He's
Yeah,
wealthy. Like, I can't be supporting him that hard to where it's messing up my stuff. So I took that little break off of that's when I just really logged off. I was like, it's not really worth it for me. I can't talk about politics. I can't talk about whatever. So it just wasn't worth it for me.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take it in
All
because
right.
it's really late over here. I know it's like 1 a.m. over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it in. Shout out to everybody. I see you around though.
Thank
I
you
won't
for
be a
saying
stranger.
hi. You look good. You look healthy. You definitely look
Yeah.
like you lost some weight. I don't know what you're doing, but
I've
you're
lost, well, since then, since that first time I cammed up, I've lost, I was a size 52. I had, sometimes you go into a quiet depression and you don't even know,
yeah.
like, that you're depressed. When I first started dealing with people in the beef sector, I was extremely vicious. Like, people ain't really see me be vicious. Like, the new people, they ain't really seen the
Nah,
old
you
me.
beat. I remember
Yeah,
you.
those old videos, that's I ain't care. Boy, I was going for blood then. But
Yeah, no, I seen
um
it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
was I was really like, I didn't know I was going through like a quiet depression, and so like coming out here dragging people and stuff like that. Then it was effort. It was like no effort, no effort, just being mean. Um, and I was a size 52, and the weight just like creeped up on me out of nowhere, and now I'm glad to say I was getting rid of like a lot of clothes and stuff like that lately, and I had to go into my storage, and I have like some pants that size 42. So I said, well, these pants are too small, because I'm so used to pants being small from like the stores. Now I'm a size 42,
That's
so I've
awesome. Because
lost.
you weren't big when you were talking to me. Like you were going to the gym, working out. So you fell into it,
Right.
and then you just gained
Well,
it.
like, no, I'm like, no, I started going to the gym. I lost weight quick when I started going to the gym. But right now, I'm a size, like right now, I wear a size 42 in pants. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm 6'4", like I'm tall. So I lost a lot of weight since then. And I have no belly, you know what I mean? All that, So I'm in a better health and better spirits. I'm just feeling a lot more positive. And I'm just it's just my time right now. You know what I'm
You're
saying? And that's just
fine.
how I'm feeling.
You look
Yeah.
good. Keep it up. You
Thank
look
you.
good.
Mhm. All right, y'all. We're gonna take it in.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank
All right.
you. Have a good night. So you guys, he looks good. Don't be mad at me for saying it. I don't mean it disrespectful. But I was looking like, dang, he lost. Yeah, you can tell he lost weight. Silent depression. No, what you laughing at? Depression is no joke. I was struggling with. Thank you for coming up, Octavius. I really appreciate the conversation. Uh, that was a surprise for me. I went through my depression. I was on antidepressants. Yeah, once I stopped using, we're not gonna talk about the past, right? But I was on antidepressants for a while. I don't do anything now. I just take care of myself. I exercise. I work out. I eat well. I didn't eat well this weekend. I'm not gonna hold you, but I'm doing what I need to do to take care of myself. I'm not gonna go backwards into the beefing and the fighting and all those kind of things. No, I'm having too much fun. But I'm just on this path, right? I'm not even gonna get into it because my brain is tired of these YouTube. No, but I don't know. I haven't been anywhere, so I don't know if you guys have beef. I saw Jay Dunn drop in the chat. I really don't know what's. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Some people say that they don't be online, and you see them on everybody's panel. Y'all haven't seen me anywhere. Really, I've just been doing my thing. With Octavius, we really had a friendship. Like I genuinely cared about him. He used to pray for me, and I really believe that he wanted me to be sober. I'd be a better friend and all those things. And now I'm sober. So I did appreciate the conversation. Listen, you guys, I can only work on immune. That AI stuff, super interesting. Uh, yes, he hung out with us back then. See, Zero, you remember. And some of you, even if we fallen out or we fought, if you were there in the beginning, before all the nonsense, yes, y'all saw me go through a lot online, but if you were there in the beginning and we had some type of friendship when I wasn't well, I'm going to cherish that. Why? Because I'm doing well now, but some of you were there for me when I wasn't doing that well, and I don't forget that. I don't forget it. Especially y'all prayers. When y'all used to pray for me, um, I think it's okay for me to mention Lisa's name. Y'all know Forever Lisa. I was like, dang, she's wasting her time, but it would put me to sleep. But look at me now, right? Those prayers, look at me now. It wasn't a waste of time, so I'm never gonna forget that. Lisa and I had our beef. We were fighting, but the moment she needed support, she needed me, I was there, because you got to remember the people that's there for you when you weren't doing well. Yes, you're gonna have people when you're all shiny and looking good right now. I'm doing great right now. Okay, finances cool, family cool, but when I was going through stuff, there were so many of you, not you guys in the chat, there's so many people befriending me for the wrong reasons. And for that, there is no making up for that. We're not going to make up. We're not going to have a kumbaya moment. I'd much rather have two people listening to my chat talking about sobriety, talking about things that nobody care about, not making up with anybody that took advantage of me during that time. And this isn't no playing victim kind of thing, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Asking me for all these things, making commentary when I wasn't well, trying to cause me to relapse, trying to cause me to unalive myself. We're not going to be friends if you have doxed my family, doxed my life, called CPS on me. We're not making up, ever, because I will never affect your life that way. I don't want to hurt you. I'm not perfect, but if you try to hurt me or my family, I have to protect my boundaries. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So when you're healthier, you make healthier decisions. If you haven't done anything like that to me, I would love to break bread with you if that's what is to happen. But I don't waste time. And when I don't deal with somebody, I just nothing them. I don't stay in your clouds watching you. You're not going to have space in my mind. And that's just me being healthier. I'm healthy. May 21st, I will have 3 years sober, right? I have a lot of love, a lot of compassion. I'm generous, and I'm not perfect, but I do believe in being in a healthier space. Now, when I want mess and I want to fight whatever, I could jump over on anybody else's channel. But for right now, I'm just cool. I'm chilling, and I'm going to watch this Diddy trial with y'all. 3 years already, 0. Yes, it's been a long road. So when I tell you I was actually, I'm getting emotional right now, but I'm a sensitive person. And when he jumped in my chat, I thought, this is a troll. Let me curse this troll out. But I really appreciated the conversation. I felt like that was something, I actually never thought about it until I seen him in my chat, and then all these emotions came up, because I was like, this person was here for me when I was on day 0, so to speak. I believe 0, I think you were also one that was there for me when I was on day 0. So you guys hold a very special place in my heart, and you always will. Y'all remember when I used to come online? We're not going to go down memory lane, right? Because I'm going to take my butt to bed. But I used to come online. I meant the stuff that I said. When I'm like, you know what? I'm sober. I meant that. Because I thought being 8 hours sober was sober. And y'all looking at me like, this girl is a mess, right? But that's why God knew my heart. It was in a good space. But I meant it. Like, for me, 3 days sober was sober. I used to say things like, you know what, I'm sober most days of the month. I really didn't understand. So some of you understood addiction and that I wasn't in my right mind. I really meant what I was saying. And then I got 3 months sober, 4 months sober. I relapsed about 4 months sober. And that's when I started to have severe depression, to where I didn't want to wake up anymore. I was done. And then the prayers came. People were praying for me and really, really invested. It wasn't a YouTube thing. The ones that didn't go live about it, I tell you, this is why I'm not trying to blow them up. Lisa was another one. I talk about her. There's a few of you that didn't go live. And you would call me. I'm not going to forget that. And now, here I am. Strong. I don't need anybody validating me or telling me who I am, right? I'm still learning and growing, because recovery is not easy, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. So thank you. You're not alone. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. A girl that I took care of her baby for 8 years just got off drugs. I'm so happy for her. Zero, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think about, like, I was going 20 years strong, so I get excited about everything because it's like a new experience for me to do all those things, all the things that I'm doing now. But I feel good because this is real life. And once my real life started to be affected, people online wanted to just do the most. Mm-mm. I love my family too much. I love my kids too much. And I do believe when, you know, to have a healthy relationship and a healthy friendship, I don't come here and talk about my relationships or my friendships or anything. I speak very general about stuff. I believe in keeping it private and in developing friendships. I don't come online telling you guys who I talk to and stuff like that. I'm not in a relationship, but I'm talking about like my friendships, things like that. My friendships have developed over time, and I know that they're solid because you guys have stood with me when I wasn't at my best. And we're still friends. You didn't use me for commentary. All right, you guys. I'm going to get some rest. Y'all take care of yourself. I appreciate the conversation and y'all just hanging out with me. I wanted to check in. I have a crazy week. Just keep me in prayers because I take my test in about 10 days for my state certification. I have a dental appointment coming up this week and I have a lot of things going on, but we'll talk about it later, okay? I love you guys. Feel free to like, comment, and share, and I'll see y'all on the YouTube. I won't see you on the YouTube streets. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.